Isn't that exhilarating? Okay, moving on. Here's one boarding ladder. I don't use it much, but it does get used. And that's at the rear. And it self-stows. Looking underneath at the trailer, it came with a couple of poles for guides to land it, and they were inadequate. So there's a 20-foot full-length guide basically on it, on both sides, and it lands beautifully now, even in higher winds. Outdrive is a Bravo 1, and the Bravo and the prop were both new at the time of the build, so they're quite new still. The boat is 25 feet long at the tubes, but with this swim platform back here, it's about 28 feet by 8.5 feet of deck space, and that's a lot of dance floor, folks. Okay, now we're on the port side here. You notice, try to get out of the sunshine, notice it came with this lovely full length. It's a pretty small dent, but it's there, and that might be why this chassis got sold to me without the South Bay name on it. I suppose they didn't want something going out the door that wasn't A1. I don't really care because it doesn't affect performance, other than the big stain underneath it. Oh. Got to walk half mile. There's a nice rain fly on it, and that thing rolls up and stows underneath that building edge, and it takes about 30 seconds to do the job. So that's really handy. It keeps the sun off of that. There's a sun bench up there, and it keeps the sun off it. Now, let's look at some fun things. Up front, I added many fancy accoutrements, and here's one of them. This is a power ladder. It's hard to see in there. It wasn't quite as long as I wanted it to be, so I actually extended it because this bow sits nicely high up off the water, and I needed to get my big butt in the boat. So it's a longer ladder. It's very comfortable to use, and it goes down at a push of the button. And they don't make these anymore, and they were fantastic when they were making them, but the manufacturer didn't find enough market for it, so they quit making them. And I just happened to find a used one that needed rebuilding, so I don't know if you can see it. Kinda. I put a new actuator in there. Had to look all over for it, and by the time I found the right one, I learned that that actuator has flown on the space shuttle. And basically everything on this boat is like that. As I built things, I got the best or the biggest and put her together. Now, over on this side, gets even more fun. This is a power anchor, all stainless. The winch comes from Australia because the Yanks here don't make winches that are substantial enough. They're just cheap plastic. This one is all stainless and designed for seawater use. Probably $1,000 for the winch itself. Then you got the anchor and stainless chain and a automatic launching device here at the front, and that goes up and down with the touch of a button. And there's a whole lot of rope on there, so that's a beautiful device right there. And you will not find another one in the US like it, I don't think. I don't think they make anything like it here. Unless you want to go commercial and pay 4,000 bucks for a winch. How about them horns? Those, ladies and gents, are real train horns. They are Nathan air chimes, tuned to a minor chord, which is basically the standard sound that you hear when a train goes by in the US. There's an air system, a good air system up top, feeding these horns, and it's all remotely operated. Those are called snow cones. They're just to keep the splash down, or any snow, which I don't have a problem with. Okay, I'm going to launch this boat, and I'll get back with you.